just scream loud enough, and I'm hopefully it'll record somewhere, right? So, yeah, how are you doing? Welcome to Cartoon Calamity. We are your Calamities. I'm Connor Kelly. I'm here with Lily O'Connor, and we are here. We are here talking about a fantastic show. We're going to talk to you about. We're going to talk about Codename Kids Next Door.
Yeah, Codename Kids Next Door, created by Mr. Warburton.
Mr. Warburton. Mr. Warburton is an absolute gem, a beauty in the cartoon scene. He was the lead designer on Pepper Ann.
Oh, one of our favorites.
Yeah. And I think he worked on something else as well. Oh my god. Oh, my notes are somewhere. Oh yeah, he was.
No, we don't have notes. We actually just know all of this off the top of our head.
Yeah, this is what we spent years learning by osmosis through just media around us. It was the lead production designer on Beavis and Butthead season 1.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
That's fucking cool as shit.
Went on to do some stuff on the Muppets as well, and I think
Nice.
pretty sure he's just worked with Disney for a long time. Fantastic guy. Check his Twitter.
Nice.
He's just like a charming gent. He's got
Nice.
that hairstyle that geniuses have. You know what I mean? It's all poofy and crazy.
Yeah, like long hair, like in a high ponytail, kind of blue.
Yeah,
I get
exactly. Yeah, he has
absolutely.
Yeah. Or like short hair, often covered in a beanie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but for real, he's got that kind of Einstein looking hair, you know? It's like all like.
Oh yeah, the crazy look, like you touched a fucking electric ball thing.
Yeah. We are Cartoon Calamity. If you don't know what we do here, is we love cartoons. We love talking about cartoons. We love talking about anything to do with cartoons. And what we do is we take every single episode, we talk about a different show, take the 3-episode rule to it. If you don't know what that is, that's basically you watch the first 3 episodes and you see if it can still hold up to today's scrutiny. You know what I'm talking about? And we tell you if we like it or we don't like it. And then hopefully you can expand your understanding, your love, your admiration of cartoons with us.
Understanding is a strong word.
I think we offer some amount. It's hard to say with a straight face. We offer some amount of useful critique, right? We offer some amount of enlivening to the media, right? I'm sure.
I have been doing nothing but shit posting for 3 days. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Any academic credibility we had went out the window at the start of the pandemic. All right.
I could use my degree as confetti, just start throwing it around.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anything, it has more use that way.
I use it as a mouse pad.
Oh, that's so cool. That's a great idea. Oh my
it has that it's that nice quality paper. I paid fucking $12,000 for it. I might as well,
So today we're going to talk about Codename Kids Next Door. If you haven't already garnered that from our rampant love of the show. So
it's so good. It's so fucking good.
It ran for 5 seasons. For between 2002 and 2008. It won Best Television Series for Children in 2005 and 2006 for the Ottawa International Animation Festival, which is the largest animation festival held in North America, which is pretty lit. So this show is back-to-back years of just fucking great, and it's very clear with this kind of with its structure, with its jokes, with its scheme. Everything is fantastic about it.
And I remember watching when I was a kid, and I was enamored because obviously you have all these really cool gadgets. It takes a lot from classic James Bond and that type of thing. And there is a character that's kind of based on Q, who's number 2. And I wanted to be number 2 because I was a little fat kid and I loved helmets.
I always wanted to be number 4.
Oh, the Australian guy?
Australian dude,
yeah. Inexplicably Australian.
Because his entire gimmick was that he was just he's just kick ass, isn't it? I just thought he was cool as shit, I loved him. So I'll do a quick run through the voice cast. They're all fantastic. We had Benjamin Dinisk, who voices Nigel Uno / number 1, and also voices Hoagie P. Gilligan Jr., who is number 2. He voices both those characters.
He's the same. It's the same character.
Yeah, same voice actor for both characters.
Same voice actor. Apologies. Yeah. Fuck. No way. They're really different voices.
Yeah, and that's what I thought as well. It kind of confused me. But here's some more flexibility of voice talent. He's also the voice of Psy from Shippuden and Ban from Seven Deadly Sins dubs.
Oh, we can't talk about anime here.
I mean, we can. We've been talking about it every time. Nope,
they can't know we're massive weeaboos. Because then they'll start asking for an anime podcast, and we don't have the time for that.
Yeah, we're so busy right now. So it's exactly what it is. Yeah. But no,
what the fuck is a Shippuden?
Yeah. The entire podcast is just us making fun of shipping. No. But for real. No, anime is great. We can't lie. We can't lie openly about this. You know, we love anime.
But my entire left arm is an anime tattoo. Like, come on. What the fuck are you talking about?
So yeah, we have D. Bradley Baker who voices Wallaby Beetles. Who is number 4.
I know I can do your bit here. D. Bradley Baker, known as Appa and Momo.
Yo.
Yeah, I know this one.
Damn right. And also Dad from Cow and Chicken.
Oh no!
Yeah, just the saddle eggs.
Fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Fuck's sake!
When I was a kid, this is a really quick short one. When I was a kid, I asked my grandparents who I lived with to like get a bigger television screen because I thought that our TV was too small to see the whole like characters. I thought it was just too small. And not that they were out of frame. It's just that we didn't have big enough TV to see them because they were just so tall.
I like the medium of animation and they get the framing wrong.
Yeah, right.
Literally the one part where you can get the framing completely perfect as you want it. But no, completely bodied by a child from Sligo.
Yeah, and I think what like a more contemporary thing for the Zoomers that are listening, he voices Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, he does a lot of like animal sounds because he also did was it Naga from Legend of Korra, her polar bear thing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was that as well.
Yeah.
So he can make a lot of really cool noises.
Do you think he was just like bamboozled into the role because number 4 is called Wallaby Beetles? Just they're reading it.
Maybe. I always just assumed Australians didn't know how to talk.
they were like, you know what we need? We need voice talent who's only done animals.
They just found him in a forest, like doing pigeon calls. It's like, all right, come on.
So we also have Lauren Daub, who voices Cookie Sanban, number 3.
The character who is most responsible for most of the conflict in the show,
and
for what
a
I
large
found.
amount of the resolution as well. In some sort
yeah,
of kind of like,
no, I think the whole show just revolves around her actions. She is God.
She's
really,
the age of the chaos that really like. Yeah. I loved her so much. I love her.
Oh, she was great. Don't get me wrong. She's fucking fantastic. I love all the characters in this. Genuinely.
Yeah, she's so quirky, so kooky, but it's not like ooh, look at me, I'm so random. There's just such a whimsy to her that carries through in all of her actions, which is just fun. And finally, we have Cree Summers, who voices
Cree Summers, legend of voice acting.
He voices Abigail Abby Lincoln, number 5. Also, Tessa and Vanessa from Pepper Ann.
Yeah, I remember them.
But all the way back.
She was in either Total Drama Island or Clone High. She was one of them.
Oh,
or both, probably. Honestly,
I'm not actually sure because I know like the only other credit that I kind of like I got really quickly was Susie Carmichael from Rugrats.
Yeah, I see her a lot on Twitter. She's very active on Twitter and she's quite cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, she like the voice cast is really good. I didn't know about D. Bradley Baker. That's the only thing. That's the only one I didn't expect.
But yeah, Cree, Benjamin, and Dee. All 3 of them, they voice together the delightful children from Down the Lane. So like
awful.
So if you ever
no, actually I did notice this when I was watching it because they don't really change the voice, they just change the tone.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
They all go monotone and they all speak in unison, which gives it that kind of like fucking creepy surreal effect to it, which I love.
I believe in my notes I called them Young Fine Gael. Yeah. Irish viewers will get that. For British viewers, the Tory youth. For American viewers, I don't know, Republicans on college campuses or some shit.
The young Boogaloo Boys. I don't fucking know. Like, what do you want?
The young Boogaloo Boys. Holy fuck. That reference is going to be gone in like 2 weeks.
Oh, shit, is it?
Like,
fuck. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's gone.
Talk about dating the episode.
Yo, go look up the Boogaloo Boys for some horrifying comedy.
All right, episode 1, part A, part 1, Operation I Scream.
Woo!
Important steel creamy refrigerated edibles, avoid meltdown.
That is a common trope in this show. Everything is an acronym, and weirdly, it doesn't get annoying. I think it would be annoying for the writers.
I'm actually surprised they were able to do this every episode and then have their own ones like seated within the episodes as well when it comes to a new gadget.
Yeah, because I think in this one there's the mosquito, I believe, or something like that.
This is the one.
Yeah. But they do this every episode. So every episode is 2 mini episodes. So they do it twice. So 5 seasons, say 20 episodes. So you're looking at well over 200 times.
Yeah, 200 of these like fantastic anagrams, which
and a movie, by the way. This has a movie.
Oh yeah, it does. I thought it had two. It had like 2 movies, maybe.
Does it have 2? I remember the one where they went to the moon.
Yeah, that's the Star Wars episode 4, 5. Episode 5, 4, and 5, kind of like parody.
Yeah. The I Am Your Father twist.
Yeah. Which was fantastic. Yeah, I love that so much. I think that's why I like Star Wars so much.
You like Star Wars because of Codename Kids Next Door.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm pretty sure. It was life changing. So,
oh god,
the group catches wind of some sort of like ice cream man conspiracy where they just start refusing to serve children. So they basically capture him and interrogate him and try to like get the access to the factory. Lo and behold, the delightful children from down the lane become the surprise villains and attempt to foil their plot.
Okay, so like I want to kind of preface this by saying the opening scene is like a 2 or 3 minute long. Did you just fucking open a can of Monster?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right. You see what I'm fucking working with?
You could have just kept going. You were fine. You acknowledged it.
Oh, sorry, your mic picked up a can opening. Fuck off.
Hey, we're recording audio separately, all right? So they want. I was gonna just edit this shit out.
No, you leave that shit in. You fucking hear me, little bitch?
So continue.
You leave this bit in as well. I want them to know I threaten you on a regular basis. The opening is like this kind of 2 to 3 minute long, Fast and Furious-esque chase scene.
It's so fucking cool.
It's so fucking good. This had no right. This is the pilot episode. Like
they achieve every single trope with it as well. They even do like the ecstatic like gear shift scene where it's like they're shifting gears and shit's getting faster.
And like it has that like very generic rock like music in the background, but it works so well. And like I took down some of the things that happened, including they released fudge instead of oil to kind of trip people up behind them.
Yeah.
That was really cool. They have ice cream cones that turn into rockets so that they go faster. The kids next door have like magnets in their shoes like they're fucking Spetsnaz or some
they're
shit.
Just big magnets that they put
like the horseshoe magnets,
which they put around the nose and then they put another one over it as like a buckle to keep it in place, which is the coolest fucking concept.
And probably the most Fast and Furious thing, they're in like a tunnel, like in a mountainside. And so they go like up, they're going fast enough where they go up the wall and up onto the roof, like driving the ice cream van.
They do like a whole like corkscrew barrel flip. It's the coolest shit ever. And the cinematography for it is actually insane. It's so cool because they do like just a slow-mo of them looping over the missile that's being like fired at them. Oh, it's the coolest fucking thing. Oh, I lost everything. I lost my mind. It was so amazing.
Really good. This is the opening 3 minutes of episode 1. This had no right being as good as it was. I'm not surprised it got picked up for 5 seasons. I'm just surprised it didn't get picked up for more.
It is. I'll put my hat in the ring and say that it is. That one scene is choreographed as good, if not better, than any of the chase scenes in any of the mainline Bond films. Any of them.
Absolutely.
Any of them.
Yeah, no, I'd be fine with that, honestly. Yo, fuck Casino Royale.
Yo, 100% fuck Casino Royale. Yeah.
Well, yo, you flipped an Aston Martin? Try an ice cream truck.
Good shit. Great. Yeah, you're gonna sit in a chair with the bottom of the chair cut out, and someone's gonna like belt your balls for a while. Yeah, fucking don't threaten me with a good time. What is this?
I do that every weekend. What the fuck's wrong with you?
What is this?
Give
up secrets? I'll give up nothing. I'll only give up my time. That's what I'll give up to have that happen, okay?
Oh no, Mads Mikkelsen in a 3-piece suit is going to fondle my testicles. I'm so afraid.
So we at the end of the amazing car chase scene, number 4 does the I like this. It's like a little kind of goof where it's like the whole like if you're telling me this, who's driving the car? Comes to inform that there's like a roadblock, right? So they pull this whole moment. Then we get the them flying off the edge and they're saved by the mosquito. And this is like the thing we mentioned earlier. There's like the motif of them having like these anagrams. I'm gonna keep fucking it up.
Anagram is a different thing.
Yeah, it's like Imagine Dragons is an anagram for
Gonad
That's
migraines.
the
Imagine
one.
Dragons. Yeah. It's because they all right when they started. Because okay, I listen to Todd in the Shadows a lot. Because he's a music reviewer on YouTube. He's fucking class. Yeah. And ages ago, before Imagine Dragons got very popular and became the scourge of music, they had a song that was actually like kind of good, and it got on his like top 10 best songs of the year list. And they said in an interview that Imagine Dragons is an anagram of their original name.
Which is gonad migraine?
I don't know, because there's a few different anagrams, but the one that was funniest was gonad migraine.
So that's just going to be the headcanon from now on. Yeah. Fair. That's pretty good. So, the mosquito, what is, I didn't actually I hope you've taken down what the acronym actually is.
So when I was watching it, I don't like pausing and going back because it takes a while. But I got most of it. So it's massively oversized, super quick, undercover, icy treat. And I don't know the O.
Yeah, I didn't take it down, which is unfortunate. But it's so cool.
We got most of it.
Yeah.
We didn't get the O. I'm going to say Oscar.
I'm going to say opener. Fuck.
It's nice.
It's like that moment when you're in front of like a crowd and you're doing an improv set, and then the crowd's like, you're like, hey, give us a word, and the crowd's just like, spatula. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I say.
That's why we always have plants when we do improv.
Yeah. So the delightful kids from down the lane, they're the ones who've actually planted the ice cream truck person to be captured in the first place. So they had this whole scheme concocted from the beginning as the kids next door fly away on their mosquito. They actually have been given the codes to get like trapped, basically. So they get
and they're sorry.
Go ahead, please cut me off at any moment.
Oh, for God, fuck
in,
you
jump
too.
In,
like,
jump in.
You wanted a 2-person crew on this shit. Fuck you. Oh no, my co-host cut across me. Fuck you. We're not even in the same fucking room.
You just stopped when you started. Like, don't stop.
Because you started telling. No, fuck you. You know the old married couple from Father Ted that beat the shit into each other?
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna say?
John and Mary, I think they're called. Yeah, that's roughly what we're at.
So the kids end up getting like sent to the ice cream factory. They use the access codes to get like let in. Well, actually no, the 3 ends up like messing up. And puts in the password. It puts in like the wrong password over and over again. I can't remember what the exact code was, but I think it's just like ice cream. I like ice cream, something like that, which is just fucking, it's just adorable.
She keeps saying ice cream. I like ice cream, and that's the password, or at least she thinks that's the password, and it's not.
They're just like, how do we get in? We can't get in, and then they type in the right code. They get like let in, and we have the final like betrayal confrontation with the delightful kids.
It should be noted at this point as well, they uncovered what the entire plan was, and this whole operation is because that the adults wanted to have an ice cream party with no kids.
Yeah.
That's the crux of the plot.
Yeah, the adults are selfish. They want only ice cream for them, and they don't care about the next generation.
Which sounds great.
Yeah.
I know. I want to eat ice cream with my friends, and I don't want any kids nearby. Like, I don't see what's wrong with that.
I feel like it's hard to give a similar takes as we would now if we were kids. Because at the time, I remember being a child and being like, "Those goddamn adults are the worst. I hate them. I hate everything about them. Look at them."
Actually, everything they want is perfectly reasonable.
Now that we're grown-ups, oh shit, we've become the grown-ups.
We're grown-ups. Fuck.
So the kids are faced with a giant ice cream monster, and
this Frosty is the name of the monster, and I might be wrong on my kaiju knowledge, but I think he's based off of Methuselah from Godzilla.
I don't know that one.
Oh, yeah, that's not one of the mainline ones, because like everybody knows like Godzilla, Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, because the most recent one as well, and like maybe Mecha Godzilla. Yeah. But there's like a shit ton to the universe. One of them is Methuselah. He's really fucking cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Or I am wrong and I look like a fucking idiot. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, we'll find out. We'll find out.
As if anybody's gonna fucking listen to this shit and correct me.
I mean, you may be surprised.
He's based off of a Godzilla film, I think. Anyway,
it feels very like a Godzilla. I would have actually thought it was Rodan, to be honest, because it had like the shell on its back. That was pretty much.
That's Rodan's a pterodactyl.
Rodan's a pterodactyl. What's the one with the that is like a has a shell on its back?
I think it's Methuselah. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Sweet.
the giant ice cream monster Frosty.
Frosty the kaiju, yay!
Potentially a kaiju that we all know what it's based off of.
Yeah, sure, we know what it's based off of. Fuck it.
Yeah, damn right.
I didn't make a whole ass mistake that we had to cut out.
So Frosty is a giant ice cream monster and fights with the children. Everyone starts getting beaten until number 3 ends up just going into the.
Well, before we get how number 3 fucking stumbles her way into victory, it should be noted that number 4 fucking dies, Han Solo style in freeze-dried chocolate.
Oh yeah,
like straight, so that would kill, like suffocated. He's dead.
Yeah, he gets the dipped in chocolate night kind of shit. Like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he gets bodied. The rest of the series now is like a comatose patient's dream, which is all from the perspective of number 4.
Yeah, we're doing the stupidest fucking internet trope where every children's animation actually has a dark secret. Like the fucking SpongeBob characters are all the 7 deadly sins. And I was like, no, it's not though. Like, get the fuck off your own horse. Holy shit. Like, lick your own hole for once.
So number 3 ends up incapable of withstanding the cold in this ice cream factory, goes into I think like the office room and starts just turning on the thermostat to the highest like temperature, which just ends up melting the monster.
This is we talked about before the trope of like the strong buffoon, the strong idiot.
Yeah.
And number 3 in this case, I suppose, is in a way the idiot of the show, but not really, because she's not that strong. She just kind of focuses and does a very direct pass that the others don't think about.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that she's like the dumb character. She is she is the childish whimsy character.
Yeah, whimsical I think is better. That's better, yeah. But obviously, like, you're faced with an ice cream monster. Okay, turn on the thermostat.
Yeah, well, but I think what's funny is that she's in her own world so much that she doesn't even realize there's a monster to fight. It's just, I'm dealing with the cold. I can't deal with it. How do I fix cold? Well, heat, right?
It's a very like 2 + 2 = 4. It's like, oh yeah.
That was that's pretty much the resolution. We have a giant tidal wave of ice cream coming and just swamping the entire neighborhood. All of suburbia.
Did you know there was a case in America, and I think it was about 100 years ago, where a molasses factory exploded and it created a tidal wave of molasses.
Oh, God. That must have been like the slowest fear.
It killed 13 people. Apparently, it went as fast as water.
No fucking
because of so
way.
Much of it.
That's so
And, like,
fucked.
obviously, it's molasses, so it's thick, so you're not getting out if you're buried.
You see, I was imagining molasses to be, like, really slow and really kind of, like, because it's so thick.
Normally, it would be, but they would, like, this was factory, like, exploding.
I was imagining, like, the scene from Austin Powers where it's, like, the they're on the, what the fuck do you call it? The steamroller. And they do the whole like, get out of the way, thing, right? But it would be that, but it's like, I don't know, the movie scene that they're parodying is like, I don't know, Day After Tomorrow, where like the tidal wave hits it or something, right? So, but no, 13 people died. I mean, let's walk this back a little bit.
Like, no, it's a little bit funny. Come on, you got crushed by molasses.
It's funny.
Like,
it's really funny.
Here now, you don't have to like fuck around.
I just imagining them just freezing. They're like, no.
Oh God. Anyway, rip in peace those people. Episode 1, Part 2.
Canon and nap time not occurring normally. Normally.
Woo! Number 1 in the opening to this is describing Guantanamo Bay.
What?
He is. No, he's just like, oh, they go and they take you for no reason and they torture you. And I'm pretty sure he describes like waterboarding. Not to say that the American government engages in waterboarding, but personally, I think they do. But it turns out to be Disneyland. Well, not Disneyland, but like a Hap Poppyland or whatever the fuck.
Happy Land, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Land. Yeah, that's the one.
Happyland, that's the one. But he describes it like it's fucking Gitmo.
No. Okay, yeah, no, I forgot because there's a part at the very beginning where he's at the podium and he's explaining it with the whole like American flag style background kind of thing. The fucking, that
like the very general Patton type thing, you know.
That was the trope I was looking for. I spent so fucking long googling that shit where they're like trope in front of American flag podium and nothing.
Patton, baby, that's Patton. He was an awful imperialist. Please don't glorify him.
But yeah, he does the whole like fake thing of like, all right, team, I'm gonna do this extremely horrible mission that no one wants to do, but only I can succeed in. Which, it is pretty much Guantanamo Bay. It is the war crimes that America propagated.
Yeah, Disneyland.
Yeah, Disneyland. Yeah. Capitalist war crimes.
But he's actually just going to like this stand-in for Disneyland, and he's telling numbers 2 through 5 that they have to take care of the base. Their base being this horrifying treehouse monstrosity.
Yeah. The base is just like this. It's glorious, like what the fuck should I call it? Kind of like 2x4 core, right?
Are we just gonna put core like as the suffix of everything?
Oh well, whenever it needs to describe a movement or a style, I'll use it. Right? Absurdist core. Right?
DIY core. DIY got it.
Core.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's DIY core. Yeah, completely. 2x-core. I'm spitballing.
Fuck, that's genius. Fuck, god damn it. Why did I fucking think of that?
Spitballing you. But so the thing that I really liked about the fact that like the Nigel's mom calls him is that it does break the kind of meta of you realizing that they are actually children, which I like. That they don't like keep playing it as they aren't actually kids. They're like super genius, super kids, right? They're living in their own fantasy world. They are still living in some sort of like semblance of a real, the within universe real world, right? Where he is still a child. Nigel still is like under the care of his mother, right? Still has to do childlike things, right? And still enjoys doing childlike things, right?
Yeah, no, like it's I think there are, okay, so from what I remember of the lore of Kids Next Door, you can be in the KND organization until you're 12. And once you turn 13, you're gone.
Yeah.
So they're no older than 12, so they're still obviously quite young children.
Yeah. And that's like a recurring. There are certain characters who have once been. I'm pretty sure this is not something we're going to cover in these 3 episodes, but number 5, Abby's older sister is like 15 or something, and she was once a member of the KND. And there's like another character who in like a very future episode he ends up like becoming he starts growing into a teen and midway through portrays him. I think he's one of like the moon base kids. I can't, it's like it's so long since I've but I love it's like this show has such a fantastic thickness to its lore that it's still kind of like,
it's really good. Genuinely, it's fantastic. Genuinely, what's not fantastic is that the villains, when number 1 leaves, obviously the defenses go down and the villains kind of take that opportunity to strike in a way. And the first villain is Count Spankulot.
Yeah, Spankulot.
Who is a vampire who spanks people.
He's the Count from like Sesame Street, but instead he just like slaps people, right? He's voiced by Darren Norris, who, keeping with like the literal naming conventions of characters, also voices Jorgen von Strangle from Fairly Odd Parents, as well as Cosmo. From the same show.
The German military.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was about to say Count Spankulot looks like, you know, the teacher from Fairly Odd Parents, Mr. Crocker or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, completely. Yeah. But I always,
if he wasn't fucking unhinged, I'm not saying that Count Spankulot isn't unhinged because he just spanks children all day.
I actually do see the resemblance. I would have almost like had Mr. Crocker, right, is the teacher.
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Crocker.
I always thought it was like he was Mandark when Mandark grew up from like Dexter's Laboratory. Yeah, right.
Isn't it like the Powerpuff Girls? Because obviously Mandark is Dexter's Labs and one of the antagonists of Dexter's Lab. And the canon, I think it wasn't confirmed, but like it was hinted at that Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab, they all would exist in the same universe as like Samurai Jack.
Uh-huh.
And like Samurai Jack is the future version where everything's fucking like blew up and shit.
Oh, but there's actually a Dexter's Laboratory movie where Dexter meets himself as like a teenager and an adult, and they all like deal with the different levels of villainy that is Mandark throughout the years, and they all have to like come together in this like weird kind of like the Yu-Gi-Oh different dimensions film.
If only there was a very good animated film released in the last few years that dealt with the multiverse and starred a popular character that you could maybe reference. No?
What is it, like the girl that jumped through time?
Yeah, sure. The girl who leapt through time is fucking great. I like the girl who jumped through time as well.
It's a
but the girl who leapt through time is fantastic.
It's a prequel or the spin-off, right? It's an Elseworld adaptation of the source material.
Yeah. Anyway, Count Spankulot.
What are you talking about?
Into the Spider-Verse, you fucking moron! One of the best animated films released in the last like decade. What the fuck are you talking about?
Timelines. There's a whole different thing.
Just edit it out. The level, by the way, Codename Kids Next Door had a video game on the PS2, and the level with Count Spankulot was the hardest, and I couldn't get past it.
Well, Count Corporal Punishment dishes out some palm parenting, beating up all the children. Oh yes, and then after that, they are attacked by Sergeant Sensible and Major Manners.
Major Miss Manners.
Major Miss Manners. Yeah. Who are part of the Proper Patrol. So I wanted to keep the alliteration going the entire way through.
Absolutely, yeah. This is a great idea for villains, like a military who are like trying to get you to be like good posture and good manners and shit. Like, I fucking adore that.
Yeah. And then they end up like dressing all the kids next door like current day, like children, right? Whatever. Boys.
Yeah, they have like
right?
the fucking slicked back hair
Sailor
and the weird
and
frilly dresses.
Yeah.
Fucking cottage core bullshit.
Yeah. Like they're on the plantation fields and they just caught the vapors, or my papa just went off to the war and now I'm going to wear this sailor outfit to allow me to represent his.
They dress like they're sex slaves in a cult.
Yeah, they dress like what otakus wish their waifus would wear.
Well, you went for Akihabara, I went for David Koresh.
Yeah, we're on different levels here. And then finally at the end of the Rose Gallery, we have the delightful children from down the lane who they basically attempt to like beat them and are about to land the final nail in the coffin until they realize they have a curfew. Which
it's they followed the rules. Delightful Children from Down the Lane as well, like we said in the intro, is just most of the regular voice cast, but they've changed their tone. They're very monotone, which you can kind of pick up on, but it's also a really cool way of doing the villains, because obviously they're parallels, because they're 5 children as well.
Yeah.
I should also be said, during the Proper Patrol's infiltration, it's shown that number 3 is immune to radiation.
Oh yeah, they have access to uranium. That's like something that like I thought was like,
and
so
she
weird.
just fucking handles it like a champ. Like, her name's Yuri, and she's told, "All right, you got to go to Pripyat and clean it up."
Oh, Yuri for uranium.
Oh no!
So we get this fantastic cut to number 1 being harangued by this like awful trope of of like a Disneyland employee who's just dressed up in the whole getup of like a happy hat bear character.
Do you want to know what the worst part about that is?
What?
That was my first job.
Really?
My first job was it was in the Cork Summer Fair, which is like out in the middle of a field in the middle of like July. And like there's a bunch of shit and it's cool. What happened to me was my sister knows people who do a doggy daycare service in Cork. So they got me to dress up in a full fur dog suit and hand out flyers to this like "we'll wash your dog for you" place. And you know why I took it? Because it was a fursuit in the middle of July in like 30-degree weather. And you know why I took it?
Why?
it was 50 euros an hour in cash, and you would do that as well.
I fucking would. I'm just imagining you as like Droopy, you know, like the kind of melancholic dog. He's just there like, oh, okay, you can go and have some dog stuff. Here you go.
No, like it was me just like handing out flyers and like dancing with the kids and shit. And like I guess like it worked out well because I've gotten a lot of jobs in children's entertainment because of it.
Yeah, you're a very entertaining character.
No, I know. Yeah. Like I'm well aware. I get paid well for it. All right. I was at fucking Christmas time this year. I was an elf getting paid 15 an hour to dance with kids and pretend like a flower pot was a mountain. But it worked every time.
Yeah, we have. I think it's a great parody of those kind of like what do they call it? Theme park workers. There's a term for it. Mascots. Yeah.
Mascots.
Who dress up because the only line he has is like, "Are you having fun yet? Are you having fun yet?" That kind of thing. Are you happy? Are you happy? Just consistently prodding and poking him, which I just think is so fucking amazing. It's like such a great satire of the entirety of Disneyland.
What happens is after the constant attacks by the villains, the kids next door, as it were, decide that they need to defend themselves. So number 4 ends up taking like the mantra of number 1 and tries to be the project leader and fails horribly because he's obsessed with making a clam cannon.
Oh yeah. This like what it's like they have like a series of stupid like concepts that are just thrown around, and I think it's like 5 is just like, what the hell, it's like make a clam cannon or something, right? And 4 goes nuclear. He just hammers down on it, becomes a whole like fucking insane authoritative like lunatic, forcing all the kids to work like night after night after night on this like haphazard clam cannon.
And like he gets to the point where like he puts on a bald cap and a red jumper, which is number 1's outfit.
Which is insane that he has a bald cap.
Yeah, like oh yeah, it's not insane that they have like a jet engine and uranium. But he has a bald cap, and that's what maybe one of them's a cosplayer. Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. I guess. I mean, he actually could have been. He could have been a cosplayer. But how many characters do you like dress up as that are bald when you're a kid?
I don't know. Sure, fucking Liz dressed up as Professor X one time.
Oh, that's pretty lit.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know any others.
Yeah.
What's a good? I don't know. Saitama.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been around at this point. But yeah. That's a.
Shut your mouth.
If anyone knows any good bald characters that you should cosplay as, please let me know. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. We'll throw it out immediately because we're not interested. But let us know.
That's what they said, not what I said. All right.
We have a fax machine for all suggestions, but just under it is the shredder.
Yeah, it's just me holding a lighter because we couldn't actually afford a shredder. I'm just still there shaking the fucking lighter like, please, can I get another one? And you're like, no, and you slap me across the back of the head. So
we have a very of mice and men relationship.
Tell me about the shredder, Lily. Tell me about the shredder. Please tell me about the shredder.
Just take you out the fucking Merlin Woods and shoot you in the back of the head. What's good? Spoilers for a century-old novel.
Wait, he dies? Basically the ending where the delightful kids show up again. The other kids are all just absolutely ravaged by the lack of sleep. One swoops in, saves the day, and then the weird flip where one actually loves the idea of a clam cannon and makes it.
Yeah, no, he looks at it as well. He looks at the fucking mess they made and just like, oh, a clam cannon, unreal, and like goes to work on it.
And then all the kids instantly flip as if they're just like Wallaby was just not good enough. That was the problem. Wallaby wasn't charismatic enough.
Listen, some people just aren't natural leaders, Connor. That's why we're here.
Yeah, as two natural leaders leading together.
What the fuck? What about either of us is leader-like? What the fuck?
Episode 2, Part 1, Operation.
All I did was run an anime society into the fucking ground.
I did the same with the Comedy Society. We're all good here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. And like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we'll go on to Episode 2, Part A. Operation No Power. New orders pulverize opposition without utilizing hamsters.
Do you want to try that again without stumbling 3 times?
New orders pulverize opposition without utilizing hamsters.
Nice. So
The hamsters that power Sector V's weapons go on vacation because of number 3 letting them off because she's like so sweethearted.
This is after because they just get attacked by what's presumably a teachers union.
Yeah. It's a union.
Yeah, like yeah. And what is one of my favorite insults in the entire show that already has a lot of really good insults. I think it was number 2 calls the teachers study happy sickos.
Oh yeah.
Which I've never vibed with. I can't study. I don't know about you. I just can't fucking study.
Yeah, I used to have to go to like a like study class thing at the end. It was just basically like a study hall, right? Where you just sit there and you had to get all your like study done in a allotted amount of time. Like you paid for it as well, so you just paid to sit in a room.
Was it in secondary school?
It was a secondary school. Yeah.
I had the same thing. Yeah.
I don't think I really studied much. All I did was just get my homework done and then just not get.
Yeah, no, it was the same. I just got my homework done, so I didn't have to worry about when I got home. Like that was it. But like it's that so they're being attacked by teachers anyway.
Yeah. These teachers all have like a different sort of like teacher utility based like villainous powers. They end up fighting off against them, and like 2 is just using like some sort of like magnet,
like a slingshot or trebuchet.
Yeah, it's a slingshot, right? And and 1 is like, how fucking could you? How could you betray the ingenuity of us kids? Because all of us have like laser beam cannons and like teddy bear launchers and fucking I don't know boa. Do you know this fucking?
It's like a bubblegum gun.
It's bubblegum fucking firing shit. Like it's crazy. Yeah. Crazy things, right? And all he's there with is like a slingshot, right? You know.
And a boot.
Yeah.
I think he fires a boot at them.
Yeah, which is trying to kick some ass.
Yeah, listen. You hit somebody with a Doc Marten and tell me how much it hurts. All right.
Like, depends. Is it a normal one or is it a vegan Doc Marten?
Oh, the vegan ones are no. This is full cow. Fucking.
The more animal life that was put into this boot, the more power it has.
It's like a soul sword from Bleach.
Number 2 gets shamed. The evil association, they end up like being thwarted. The treehouse is fueled by the labor of a marginalized group.
So in the space of 5 minutes, the kids next door have fought against the teachers union and exploited what are implied to be Mexican workers.
It's because they go off with sombreros.
And number 1 is actually his second name is Reagan.
Nigel Uno Reagan, as in the number 1 Reagan, the best of Reagans.
But yes, so they number 1 kind of gives out to number 2 for using catapult like that, and shows him like the power core, which is just hamsters creating kinetic energy. It's just like wall to wall hamsters. And when the doors open, I don't know, the hamsters, I guess, take this as their cue to take a break, and they all put on their sombreros and fuck off.
Yeah. At which point, the entire treehouse goes dark, and we get the delightful kids from down the lane. I'm gonna keep calling them kids. I think they're called the delightful children from down the lane because it's more like formal, right? But I'll keep interchanging it. They invite Grandma Stuffins to attack them.
Terrifying woman.
Yeah, who is this like? I think kind of like a Eastern European grandmother who makes like
something like that. Like it's playing on the trope of like grandma always feeds you basically, but because it's Eastern European and she's clearly a babushka.
Yeah.
And the tales I've heard of a babushka are the stuff of legend. Like my granny always fed me. I always like fucking came home with blood thicker than oil. Because like she gave me like 3 fry-ups in a row and let me watch Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Like that was my experience with my granny. So like a Russian granny.
That's how I survived school.
But like a fucking Russian granny, like feeding you borscht.
Yeah, that does like a big trope on it that like all the food is just so otherworldly and disgusting, right? That's the kind of idea.
And it's just like schlop, but it comes alive. Like I guess her power is that she can anthropomorphize her food.
Yeah.
So that it becomes like her evil minions and shit. And it's horrifying because it like almost envelops the children. Kind of like Venom. Yeah. It's basically Venom.
Yeah. I thought she was more like Big Mama from One Piece. With like
who the fuck is Big Mama? It's Big Mom.
Big Mama?
Oh, Big Mama.
Big Mama, yeah. Like
you're thinking of Tyler Perry.
Yeah, like the big Mama going out with Papa John's, all right?
Papa John is Kaido, right?
Yeah, Kaido. Yeah. Papa John turns into a dragon.
Fuck yeah!
Dragging
Spoilers.
all his pizza all over the place.
God damn it. But Grandma Stuffins gets hired by the delightful children from down the lane almost because they're holding like supervillain auditions. And she gets hired because she's fucking terrifying, and she's like 12 feet tall in the canon.
Yeah, she is thick. Like she is a tank. She is
much like Big Mom.
Yeah, an absolute unit.
Yeah.
Voice also Stuffins is voiced by Gray Delesk Griffin, who is
Azula.
Yeah, the voice of Mandy for Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. That was like my little thing that I loved about it. Yeah, and
nice.
Vicky the babysitter, I think, as well, from Fairly Odd Parents.
She was like my 14th or 15th follower on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, she was just doing a follow back thing, and I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, nice.
So I followed Grey Delisle follows me on Twitter. It's fucking weird. I've never interacted with her.
And now's our chance. This is the door. We have opened the window.
God fucking damn it.
We're about to climb into that building and say, hello, how are you doing here? We know who you are.
Hello, Ira. Azula was like hot in a really weird way, and you voiced her, so well done.
So yeah, getting a bit more on track. When the kids are all like dealing with the blackout, they do something that's pretty cool, which I always wanted to do, which is doing the lightsaber fight with like flashlights.
Yeah. Well, like we can do that sometime.
Really? Just, like,
it's very doable.
And, oh hell, fucking yeah! All right, can't wait for this.
We can get real lightsabers. Like you don't even have to use flashlights.
Oh shit, we can get lightsabers. We can have a lightsaber fight.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do I just like get streams of petrol that we shoot out and we like light them on fire and we fight with those?
This is the plot to Zoolander.
Oh shit.
Anyway, donate to our Patreon so that we can get lightsabers and petrol.
And if you donate enough, we will live stream us fighting each other with petrol.
On, I don't know, World Star, I guess.
I hope they'll take it.
Anyway, Grandma Stuffins comes into the treehouse like the fucking juggernaut, just bursts through the wall, and starts attacking the kids next door with like this fucking disgusting food.
Yeah. All of it just then proceeds to like vor itself into every single one of the kids.
Except number 2. Who reverse vores everyone, just eats everything. Just like fucking who is it? Kobayashi is a competitive eater.
Oh, I don't actually know Kobayashi.
Yeah, it's somewhat. It's one of those like competitive eating people. Anyway, number 2 just fucking chows down on everything.
Yeah, in
everything,
full Rambo ass the outfit with just like forks on like a belt of ammunition. Just like chomping down everything.
Yeah, it's class. And like it gets to the point where even number 2 cannot continue eating, despite his hefty frame and his big appetite.
Yeah, babushka too powerful.
Exactly. But then the hamsters who have been vacationing on the beach and like doing a proper fucking I don't know, an orgy or some shit, they all come back and they just eat everything because hamsters do have an appetite. It's fine.
How did hamsters survive in the wild?
I assume they're burrowing animals, aren't they?
I have no idea. I just think they're little balls of fluff, and I just assumed that if like a hamster was just around, it's like a free meal for like a fox or something, right?
Well, like how does a dandelion survive?
Because it's a lion with a top hat, so I feel like
what
a dandelion. Like,
no, that's not how that works.
I feel like the lion would first procure a top hat and then proceed to be like dandy and dapper and
I would never be like so sure that a lion was a Protestant if it wore a top hat.
Walk with a cane, and I feel like the other lions will treat them differently, but really that lion is aware of who they are.
And this lion keeps their toaster in a cupboard like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Whoever the fuck does that, I don't fucking know what's your problem, right? I don't get it. It's a work top. You have a kitchen work surface, right? It's where you fucking toasting is working. You work on the. Why would you put it in a cupboard? The fuck are you doing? What the fuck is your problem?
The sectarian violence of cartoon Calamity.
So yeah, we We basically have the resolution where the house is committed to like save the day by consuming everything, which
and number 2 has been cracking one-liners this whole time that are fucking awesome. And the last one, I believe, is I'm sending this dish back to the kitchen, which I loved. Which could only have been topped if you said I'm 86ing this, if you really wanted to get meta.
As a former chef, how did you find the actual like food that was being cooked by?
It didn't look like food. What the fuck are you talking about? It was like green mulch. It's like shit you'd feed the pigs.
Oh, so you'd rate it low, right? You'd give it like a 1 star.
Yeah, I guess I would. It didn't look like food. What are you talking about?
You heard it here from Lily's Kitchen Corner. That food was not food.
It was walking.
That food was indeed not food. Episode 2, Part 2, Operation Teeth.
Damn it.
Tooth extracting enemy terrorizes headquarters. Fucking first time.
Acronym within an acronym. It's HQ. For the H.
Headquarters.
Yeah.
HQ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Headquarters is HQ. Whoa! Boom!
It's okay. It only took like 10 seconds. You're grand. Listen, our cognitive abilities right now, not great, but it's fine.
They've always been pretty good. So number three's teeth are cleaned by a vigilante dentist.
Yeah, in a proper like film noir opening sequence.
Yeah.
Where number 3 is going to the sweet shop or the candy store, as they call it. Apologies, and gets ambushed by a vigilante, like you said, and gets her teeth cleaned.
A la Batman the animated series. I felt was the kind of like through line of like the theme, right? Where it's like that.
I was about to ask, like, where the fuck was the dentist in Batman the animated series? Please point it out to me.
Yeah, so the akin to the pearls that fell off of Martha, these pearly whites that Nightbrace proceeds to.
Are you okay? No, I need to stop you there because they did show the teeth of the kids next door, and like proper, they look like, in the words of the great Frankie Boyle, their teeth look like an abandoned graveyard.
Yeah, they were pretty fucked. They were very, very fucked.
It was fucked, like yellow, gray, like there was teeth missing. These children need to see a dentist. Once again, I find myself siding with the adults here.
Yeah. There's a weird moral in it, which is like anti-cleaning your teeth, which I thought was like a.
Yeah, please clean your teeth.
Yeah.
Your teeth are important. You only have one set.
Yeah. Unless you get like veneers or like new teeth.
Oh fuck yeah! Well, we don't have that money yet.
Yeah. But there's a possibility, but they'll never feel like yours. They feel like someone else's invading your mouth. Kind of like imposter limb syndrome, where you start eating food and you don't really feel like you're getting sustenance because someone else's teeth are chewing your food.
I don't think that's imposter syndrome.
What is that? It's like, no, that's not phantom limb syndrome. You know the one where you think that your limb isn't yours?
What?
You never have that. I assume.
Well, I've never lost an arm, so.
Yeah, well, that's phantom limb. But no, I'm asking if you ever had it, like, 'cause that's a weird. It's a weird thing to ask if you had like a fucking 0.01% like fucking neurological case, right? It's the weirdest fucking thing. But no, like there is. You've definitely heard of it, right? Where like people wake up one day and they're like, I'm pretty sure this left arm of mine is owned by someone else, and it's like moving around, and you're like, oh, left arm. I think you want to kill me. Right?
I thought you were talking about like the one where like you get amputees and they still feel their limb. Is that phantom? Okay,
that's phantom limb.
Right.
Yeah, where like,
'cause I remember seeing that on Scrubs.
Yeah. Where like someone that is like an amputee, someone that's like lost like a limb in the war or something, they'll end up like
in the war.
In the war, right? Yeah.
My husband came back from Crimea.
So yeah, they walk around. They like step on an invisible Lego or something, or like a real Lego with their non-limb, and they're like, "Ow, that Lego!" And then they realize that they don't actually have the limb, right? And there's like imposter syndrome, which is like you believe that everyone in your life will ultimately find out that you actually aren't the person you think you are, right, or whatever, right? And
well, that's just a trans experience.
Yeah, well, okay, so I guess what the more like, what the fuck is the actual? I'm not a psychologist, okay?
We are getting way off topic. We should go back to Nightbrace.
Yeah.
So number 3 comes back and has the cleanest teeth in the world to the point where they are emitting light,
yeah.
like a fucking lighthouse. Okay, and obviously this worries the team. And what happens next is horrifying because each member of the Kids Next Door gets picked off one by one by the Nightbrace, who's the villain, the vigilante.
Yeah. One of the actual like ways that the kids are captured, 2 and 5 are tied together by their teeth with like dental floss.
Yeah, that's horrifying. I would like kill me if that ever happened.
I was like, that gave me such like visceral, cerebral kind of shock where I'm just like, oh god, oh no, oh, if you like move too quickly away from each other, it's just like,
Another horrifying one. Number 4 gets braces, but like braces that look like an Iron Maiden, like the torture device.
Yeah, completely.
Like it's the fuck. You remember that Leonardo DiCaprio film, like The Man in the Iron Mask? That's what it fucking looked like. He looked like fucking Doctor Doom.
He was
right?
Just a Doctor Doom. Minus the superpowers. So yeah,
God.
After so the entire time Night Brace is really like fully shown in full in front of the kids, right? And by the time we end up hitting like the ending of it, right?
By the way, he's a gimp.
Oh yeah, he's got like kind of BDSM-ish kind of gear, right? So the kids end up confronting him in an alleyway, and that's the moment that we kind of see Night Brace in his like full brace glory, who is voiced by Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh,
yeah.
No way! Yeah, good. Like SpongeBob SquarePants, the Ice King for Adventure Time as well. Yeah. He's in Rocko's Modern Life too.
He plays the big person. Well, not Rocco. The cow. Oh my god.
Yeah, the cow. I can't remember his name, but Rocko's Modern Life also fantastic. We will probably cover it at some point.
Fuck yeah.
So the kids next door confront Night Brace in this kind of back alley, and Night Brace fights back using the same techniques that Captain America uses in the MCU.
Yeah.
Because he has like this kind of circular brace harness type thing around his head. So he takes that off and like spin throws ish towards people. But ends up getting foiled some way or another because like the kids next door are smarter than a fucking dumbass dentist, because we find out Night Brace's backstory, a la Mr. Freeze or some shit, or whoever has a good backstory. This person wanted to go to dentistry school, but got kicked out because he wanted to put braces on babies.
Yep. Which I mean, it makes as much as it's like
no, it doesn't.
Cruel, right? No,
it is cruel. They're still growing.
Sense. I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm saying that it doesn't make any sense. Because they fall out. Why would you put braces on them when they fall out?
Because he's crazy. This man is insane.
Okay, that makes sense.
But so he got kicked out of dentist school, and it turns out that Night Brace is actually the guy who owns the sweet shop. Yeah. This whole time they was selling the sweets.
Yeah, there was this through line of them baiting it that there's this friendly dentist character was actually going to have the whole villain reveal, a la Scooby-Doo, where it's like, this person who we see the entire time is the villain. Ooh, but
it turns out he's actually like a really nice person.
Yeah, just a genuinely
and just wants the best for the children. Yeah. So Night Brace has a really fucking good line at the end, just being like 4 out of 5 dentists agree that they shouldn't put braces on babies. I'm the 5th dentist, which is like a good line. Like,
I do love that. That's pretty sick. All right, well, yeah, that's episode 2, part 2. Yeah, all solid episode. Let's move on to 3, part 1. Operation Pirate. Pirates invade repository and treats extracted.
Woo! Now we at Cartoon Calamity, and this is me, this is Connor, and this is also Karog, who kind of works backstage with us.
Thank you, Karog.
We love pirates. We really adore pirates. We play Sea of Thieves a lot, so this was fucking class.
So many levels of this I've absolutely adored. First, so a little kind of blurb of it is like Captain Stickybeard is the antagonist of this episode, voiced by the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Hamill.
No way! We just mentioned Star Wars as well. Obviously, Luke Skywalker, but if you didn't know, Mark Hamill is an incredibly prolific voice actor as well. Probably most famous for the Joker from Batman the Animated Series.
That was the one I was going to jump to straight away.
But also, interesting enough, he voiced Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar: The Last Airbender,
which is again a fantastic credit to him as well. He's an absolute gem, a lovely human being, and
he's a genuinely nice person as well. Like he's very lovely.
Every single element of his like public facing persona, or like anything that we've seen of his interactions with people, he's a gem.
And he's so good at voicing genocidal maniacs.
Yeah. Like, which only really shows his empathy for those genocides. So just to get a little bit of like my cinematography kind of like the self-flagellation, Just to get a little of my cinematography.
Circle jerk.
Yeah, this is circle jerks of cinematography stuff here, right? Like just general story plotting everything, right? This episode, the intro of this episode should be studied critically for a beautiful lesson of show don't tell, an establishment of plot, of stakes, and of just general premise and characters associated, right? Because within a 20-second clip, which is a slight, I guess, kind of an homage to the end of Citizen Kane, where Five is bringing this this treasure chest of candy all the way through. We get these a Soviet montage style clips of it's what it is. It's the juxtaposition of images of Sticky Beard's ship ravaging through suburbia, and we get the stakes, the encroaching villain coming to steal this treasure. It's a very simple premise, and it establishes it all within 20 seconds without showing anything. Saying anything at all.
I do like how, in a very legitimate sense, I'm not disagreeing with you, that we're bringing up Eisenstein in relation to Codename Kids Next Door.
Yeah, because this blew my mind. It was amazing. As much as we loved as much as we clearly felt head over heels in love with the kind of parody or I guess homage to classic 007 style chase scenes in the first episode. This is just beautiful. It's just
absolutely
beautiful.
Yeah, and it the way it frames it as well, because I think one of the opening shots of where you first see Sticky Beard's ship, it shows it, and it's called the Sweet Revenge, first of all, which is a badass name for a ship anyway. And it kind of comes into frame, and you see it's the Sweet Revenge. It has that kind of swelling score, and genuinely, it's really fucking well done. Genuinely. One gripe I do have: Sticky Beard describes himself as the stickiest pirate to sail the suburbs, which I hate. Because it just reminds me of John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, yo.
And that's all.
The silliest clown to strike suburbia, right?
A troubled man, I think.
Which is great. Sticky Beard has a Scrooge McDuck level of candy hoard, which we kind of get reveal at the end of the episode, where it's just this ocean of sweets.
Also, when the Sweet Revenge is kind of sailing through suburbia, untold damage to property.
Oh yeah, I don't think we explained the scale of the ship. The ship is like a 10-story building.
Yeah, this is bigger than any ship that's ever sailed.
Yeah.
This wipes out entire estate blocks.
Oh yeah, completely. This ship is better than any man o' war that has ever graced the seas by the East India Trading Company. This is the craziest ship that has ever existed.
It looks cool as shit.
Oh fuck yeah!
Just as a point.
I was sailing that motherfucker. Yo.
Yo, fuck suburbia, all right? If I got a chance to crush it, I would.
Yeah, I agree. Ever since season 3 of Desperate Housewives, I just think suburbia has never been the same.
Absolutely. What Desperate Housewives needed was Mark Hamill. I'll be real.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
The Sticky Beard pirates end up trying to board the Codename Kids Next Door, their treehouse, trying to steal their treasure, which is a trove of sweets.
Yeah.
Which is almost nothing compared to Sticky Beard's actual collection.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he bothered. Another gripe I do have, and this is the last one. I only had 2 gripes. Their sea shanties are terrible.
I don't actually remember the sea shanties, so that is
it did enough. The flow was bad. There was no hook on the chorus. There was only 2 people singing.
Yeah, when they're ferrying the sweets onto the ship. Yeah, I don't remember. So that's good enough.
And there's no real excuse for it, because most sea shanties are in the public domain anyway.
Oh, you think they just could have taken one and just switched a few words around? But
you gotta fucking throw the Wellerman on. Couldn't hop on the trend.
Oh, hey, the sweet pirate comes to take your sweets and bring it on board.
Like sugar, tea, and rum. You already have 2 out of 3 things you can just put in anyway.
Yeah, actually, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so if any of the writers of Codename Kids Next Door are listening, we could rewrite this episode for you. Just that we could.
Yeah, we'll do
the whole thing.
We'll fucking do it.
I'm kidding. We can't. Right? It's an actual masterpiece.
Anyway, Sticky Beard kind of gets into the fight and all that, and ends up kind of really wanting number 5 to be his shipmate.
Yeah, the first mate, because he recognizes within number 5 a longing for candy that is only comparable to the sweetiest of pirates, right? Which is great. You have that kind of Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader style moment, I guess, just to keep the hammer home the through line reference to Star Wars, right?
More like Hamill home.
Hey,
got him. Anyway, I'll show myself out. That was awful. Well, I looked up nautical miles are more than regular miles. I found out, and I think they made the mistake. I think they said in the show that regular miles are more than nautical.
Oh,
and that's not true.
Oh, right. There's a correction for you.
So I think, okay, so that's 3 faults with this episode. I know I said this was a really good episode. This episode fucking sucks, as it turns out.
It's like all you have are petty gripes. So, a fun thing I thought was the helmsmen are French, and famously Frenchmen were the everywhere when it came to the age of piracy, which is was nice.
Much like herpes, the French are everywhere.
Yeah, especially when they're pirates. So yeah, we basically have the kids counterboarding the pirates, stealing the treasure back, and the day is ultimately saved when the ship is crashed into this like children's party, I think, and all the kids just ravage the trove.
Presumably, yeah, like it's they all get diabetes. Like they're all fucking dead.
Yeah. And it's Sticky Beard himself is defeated, because Sticky Beard is, if you didn't infer by the name of the character, his beard is covered in candy. He has a sticky beard, quite literally, right? And Sticky Beard himself is defeated in the same way that I feel like Mark Hamill would be defeated while attending a Star Wars convention, where all of these children jump upon him and like.
I would jump on Mark Hamill if I had the chance. Yeah, I know I'm 6'4", and I weigh quite a bit.
Yeah, equally so would I, and I feel like I don't need to change my statement. All these children just jump upon Mark Hamill in admiration.
And that is why glomping is banned at anime conventions.
We finish off episode 3 part 1. We'll move on to episode 3 part 2, Operation Cowgirl.
Woo!
Crazy old woman goes increasingly really loco.
Yeah. This was a terrifying episode when you really sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
Because this woman has Arrested Development.
Yeah. It's
like
pretty tragic.
It is. So it kind of opens with the kids fighting Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib, who are the Mythbusters.
That's so good.
Yeah, like they really reminded me of Jamie and Adam. It was really cool. I don't know if it was intentional, but like one of them is a walrus.
I love both.
Yeah, so and much. Like their whole gimmick is they use a lot of like one of the walrus and one of them's a buffalo, I think.
Yeah.
And their whole gimmick is like they use like DIY kind of dad things. They're very stereotypical like neighborhood dads.
Yeah.
They're just very boring. But obviously they're evil supervillains.
Yeah.
And so they get the better of the kids next door, and they're saved by a woman called Lasso Lass, who is very clearly a middle-aged woman who dresses as a cowgirl, reminiscent of, I don't know, like Toy Story, like Wendy. Is
yeah, Wendy from Toy Story. He gives you that kind of vibe, and she's also riding like a decrepit horse who is like years past pasture.
We referenced One Piece earlier. I don't know if you remember from Blackbeard's crew. There's a guy on a horse. He's like the doctor of Blackbeard's crew.
Dude.
Yeah. It looks like that horse.
Yeah, it does. The horse looks. I mean, the horse isn't gonna win any derbies here now.
It's rough. But they're saved by Lasso Lass, and Lasso Lass was in a Kids Next Door-esque group called the Cowboy Kids Club.
And I feel like they are progenitors of like a Kids Next Door, or the KND, right? In some sort of way.
Yeah.
They have to be. Which is interesting when it comes to like the macro lore, because this is something we kind of like spoke a bit earlier on, is that there is this kind of thing of like you become an adult, and then as an adult you then flip against kids, right? There's some sort of like weird like adult gene, I guess, but this is me speculating some elements on it that I'm getting probably wrong from not watching all of the seasons in a while, but they become adversarial towards the kids and have to fight their entire organization. But I feel like the what were they called, the Cowboy Kids Club, wasn't it? Yeah, Cowboy Kids Club. They had to have some sort of connection, right? I hope there is an episode further on where they like connect all of it together. Right.
I would hope so. Like it's like an offshoot, because I think in the movie they go into like the different branches from different countries, and they all have like I don't know. They go to the Japan one. They have like the Shinto houses, in their clubhouse and that type of deal. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I think that the Cowboy Kids Club is an offshoot of the Kids Next Door from ye olden days. But when they get to the Cowboy Kids clubhouse, as it were, they find a bunch of old-fashioned kids' toys and like pictures of the old Cowboy Kids Club, and like very clearly, the other members of the Cowboy Kids Club were Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib.
Oh,
like they look the same.
Clear? I actually I was a little bit. I didn't actually see that.
You joking? Really?
No, I'm serious. Yeah, I didn't actually get it.
Bro.
I was surprised.
No, I thought it was.
I like the twist, but I do looking back on it, I did see there were elements that were left in, which were like hints and clues for you to discover yourself, which kind of shows that you noticed it. I didn't, which I think is like fantastic. You know, it's a sign of good writing, right, in a show where people can
absolutely see. No, like I'm not dissing it. I think it's a great little element, and I think it's something for what's essentially a 10-minute episode they didn't have to put in, but they did. And the twist was really good. Like obviously this was meant for kids. They're not going to fucking notice it.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, exactly. And that actually leads on to my next point, because obviously Lasso Lass is this old woman, and very clearly an old woman. And numbers 2 through 5 are fine with it. Like they play along and they're grand and they're doing their own thing. But number 1 is like, this is clearly an adult. What are you doing? This is our mortal enemy.
Yeah.
What I had to pause the episode because I realized watching an adult be the butt of a joke for acting like kids while we're doing a podcast analyzing children's cartoons was a little too like on the nose, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, I think I just enjoyed the paradigm of someone who is unable to grow up versus us who have clearly grown up and are now just looking at a medium that we love and adore with adult eyes, as opposed to being children.
Don't you ever fucking tell me I've grown up. I don't want to listen. The encroaching. Listen, death could be at our fucking door. All right, and I don't want to be fucking reminded of that because of my fucking age.
It's okay. Peter Pan will come and whisk us away to Neverland. Don't you worry.
That's why I spend fucking £300 a month on fucking estrogen, right?
What you
so I can somehow reclaim my youth.
What are you saying? That's like youth serum.
Fucking it might as well be like.
If I go through another puberty, that means I'm young again.
Yeah, like, okay. Medically speaking, right now I'm a prepubescent girl, so like nothing really makes sense.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, I'm a 25-year-old like grown cis man, and still nothing makes sense to me. So I don't think it fixes really. Like,
anyway, the Kids Next Door and Lasso Lass try to formulate a plan against Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib, and they do that by inviting them to a pizza party.
Yep.
And this goes kind of fucking sideways, and they end up in a lancing competition because Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib's lawn chair kind of grows into like this big horse mech.
Yeah. Well, it's the other way around. The kids have a horse mech. They have like they turn the old treehouse into a horse. But like Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib just like their deck chairs just grow legs, and it's just like it's very kind of like lazy boys. Like recliners that have just turned into like a mech, which is kind of cool.
Pretty much. And they have a lancing competition.
Yeah.
One is a horse on a stick that is wielded by the new Cowboy Kids Club, and the other is a rake.
Yeah.
From Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib, which I thought was really cool. I want more lancing in my cartoons because lancing is fucking class.
100%. I really appreciate it. The kids end up losing. They end up getting like roped up. And are now dangling above this lava pool, which I think is like crazy. You actually have like a lava pool. That's fucking sick, right? Like a lava swimming pool.
Yeah, I want a fucking lava pool. That'd be fucking cool as shit.
So the MacGuffin that the kids had stolen from Wink and Fib this entire time is revealed to be like a toupee that Mr. Wink is the walrus. Yeah, Mr. Wink ends up wearing. Quick note on it. Mr. Wink is voiced by Tom Kenny as well, recurring through as another character that Tom Kenny voices. Tom Kenny voicing two of the villains in the show is fantastic. And Mr. Fib is D. Bradley Baker, the voice of one
number 4.
Number 4. Sorry. Yeah, the voice of number 4. No. Yeah, the voice of number 4. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. No, I remember. Don't worry. I'm a professional, not like you.
Thank you.
So, when...
One of us has to.
So Mr. Wink puts on the toupee, and Lasso Lass like reveals that Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib were the Cowboy Kids Club, but they grew up.
Yeah.
And Lasso Lass didn't. And what's more, Mr. Wink got rejected by Lasso Lass from the prom.
Yeah, so like Lasso Lass is a tragic character in a manner because of the fact that she has like Arrested Development syndrome, right? She can't grow up out of like the fantastic elements of her youth, right? She has some sort of like issue and like that. But also she's an extremely shallow, awful person. Because Mr. Wink revealed that he was going bald as like a child, right? That's like the thing. He's going bald.
Yeah, imagine your hairline receding at such a young age, Connor.
Yeah, no, I'm just hitting adult hairline time, right? That's what's happening right now, okay? In my 30s, I'll probably have like a 40-year-old hairline. I'm fine with that, okay? But if I was 12 and I had like a hairline of a 40-year-old, all right? That's some fucked up shit, right? You know, and to be rejected wholeheartedly because of just that. That's some weird shit, right? Okay, that's some shallowness. That's some bad points, Lasso Lass. If you're listening, bad.
This is getting into some incel shit, and I don't know how to feel about it.
I am pilling. I am taking all of the pills. Gobble gobble. Here are my pills. Let's go.
So Clip Clop the horse also remembers John, who's Mr. Fib. And they like all kind of have a reminiscing moment and being like, why the fuck are we fighting? Like, we used to be friends. We can still be friends.
Yeah.
You know? Which is sweet in a way.
I think the main kind of takeaway is like Lasso Lass ends up falling back in love with Mr. Wink because he has now a fantastic hairline. And he ends up being chased and like mirroring my own faux inceldom, Wink shows some real inceldom by running away Cootie style from Lasso Lass. And Clip Clop starts wolf whistling Fib. I don't know if you remember this, but like Clip Clop like starts and like Fib reacts as you should if a horse wolf whistles you, running in fear, right? That's a
let the horse fuck you, Fib.
I don't think this is.
No, I want full frontal horse fucking on Cartoon Network, all right? And they need to give that to me.
I just can't be our ending line on the series. This can't be.
It could be the ending line. It's fine. Speaking of ending line, by the way, that's the end of the episode, and that's the end of our 3 episodes. Stop fucking laughing at the horse cock.
It's so hard not to.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So that's the first 3 episodes of Codename Kids Next Door. You can probably tell by the way we're talking, like we both really like this show.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love this show so much.
Like the way it kind of uses kind of props, as it were, is really amazing. And it kind of shows that childlike imagining where you look at something, but you don't see that thing. Like it's the case of, you see a bunch of blankets, but you actually see a fort. It's that type of deal. And I think it basically takes that to its logical extreme.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say when it came to it. That the stylization of it is full of childlike imagination, which is great. It dwells completely in that world of make believe, while also creating that make believe world and like drawing out from it such fantastic universe and meta kind of like macro sort of like narrative, which I love. The show, each individual episode, like I don't think any of them had any like low points really. All of the shows had fantastic plotting, had fantastic direction, had fantastic animation. Everything was so smooth and clean. The character designs are beautiful. Every element of it is just like wonderful.
It passes the silhouette test in a wonderful way, and it plays off of that in the opening like sequence. Because all the characters go into silhouette, and you can still tell which characters are which.
They do the what the hell are they called? Not Totally Spies. Because Totally Spies, the Charlie's Angels. They do the Charlie's Angels like finishing pose, which I love. You know, but yeah, the show is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Give it a watch. Yeah. Watch the whole thing. I might go back and watch more episodes.
Oh yeah.
Because genuinely, it was an absolute pleasure watching this.
If you take away anything from this at all, at least watch the Sticky Beard episode and then try and not watch more. I challenge you to not watch more because you're just going to keep going.
Watch the Sticky Beard episode and then watch Battleship Potemkin and then a 2,000-word essay on my desk by next week, please. Comparing and contrasting the two.
So yeah, no, I love Codename story. Mr. Warburton, you're an absolute legend. Lots of love to everyone that worked on this. And that has been Cartoon Calamity. We are your Calamities, and hope to see you next time. Lots of love.
Bye! Thank you so much to the Cartoon Calamity listeners. You make the show what it is, and we are so happy you are enjoying the show. Thank you so much again. If you want to contact us, make sure you get in contact with our Twitter at cartoon_podcast or on Facebook, Cartoon Calamity. You will see us there. If you can't reach us there, we are on email as well, cartooncalamitypodcast@gmail.com. Email us with any queries you may have about the show, or just tell us how cool or bad we are. We just love engagement in general. And a special thank you to everybody on Patreon who subscribes to Cartoon Calamity. You are the guys who keep the lights on. You are the bread and butter of this show. And a special thank you to Lord Liquorcat, Charlene Rodriguez, Lauren Walsh Foodie, Olivia Ronan, and Laura Doyle.